Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character is the best at disposing of confidential information? Shredder. Yes, you are still watching the Poetry News. I'm Martin Gray, coming at you from Nottingham, UK. Hope you're all well. Hope you're looking forward to a good show today with our heralds, Arsene, Squigs, and Eddie. How's everyone doing today? You well?
Good. Hey.
Feeling great. Oh my God, did you just make a Shredder reference?
I did, yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you. / I need to get out more, but thank you. How is everyone well? How are you all doing?
Well, no. Yep.
Glad to hear it. Well, we have another fantastic show coming up today. We have poetry therapy, we have Phoenix Books, and we have a very important debate of keyboard versus pen. But we start with a country, first-time feature on the Poetry News, South Africa, and the Hear My Voice Poetry Mobility Fund. Hear My Voice are a non-profit organisation operating out of Tshwane, apologies for the probable mispronunciation, in South Africa, who have supported hundreds of spoken word artists since 2016. Their mobility fund gives poets up to 10,000 Rand for their physical and digital mobility, so travel expenses, participation fees, that type of thing. On their website, they say, "We aim to contribute to building a viable and vibrant South African poetry circuit. The aim is to open 4 rounds of applications this year to support poets not only during one season, but to offer consistent support throughout the year. Applications are open to South African poets, poetry organisations, festivals, events, as well as international platforms who want to support South African poetry. And they do say on their application form that only South African poets are eligible to benefit from this fund." Personally, I think it's a fantastic idea, a fantastic way to exchange poets, to bring attention to poets that you might not previously aware of. Everywhere there are fantastic poets. Applications are open until the end of 2022. And if you're interested, head to hearmyvoice.co.za. At this point, I would like to ask my wonderfully fantastic heralds, what do you think about this?
I love this. First of all, the title itself, it does say a lot on what the project is and what the community does. Hear My Voice is a great title because it does say that there are these poets in South Africa that are demanding to have their voices heard through this funding program. So it is a great idea. Thank you, Martin, for giving us this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that even though we're poets and we have a voice, we often don't get to express our voice enough. And so having, especially in areas like Africa, I believe, I could be wrong. Please don't kill me for my inaccuracy. But and also like even in India, there's a select group of poets, but we don't have it's not as mainstream as it would be here. Like thanks to Rupi Kaur, we're a lot more mainstream here, and Amanda Gorman and stuff like that. But I love this idea because this gives people an opportunity to really express themselves. And I fully agree with what Eddie said, and I fully agree with you that this is an important thing to have.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in agreement. Totally. The voice travels a certain distance. The more feet, the more mobility we have. These are all paraphrasings. But yeah, it's I hope to hear more of these projects in the future, that we can cover. I'm all for any poetry project that presents and promotes other poets, just like this show.
Absolutely. And it's it's an unfortunate reality, isn't it, that for some people access to poetry and the mobility for that is very easy, and for other people it's sometimes very difficult. So absolutely anything that can even that up even a little bit is absolutely fantastic. So absolute power to this project. And we'll be back right after this.
Hello, everyone. I'm a life-size human person, Eddie. and I'm joining you from Batoon, the north of Lebanon. Today, I'm bringing you a workshop that is similar kind of to some of the workshops that we've had before, but this one has a bit of a twist to it, so let me tell you about it. The title of this workshop is Words That Heal, an Introduction to Poetry Therapy, and it is hosted by Tremaine Pollard. Sorry if I messed up the name. Poetry therapy is about using words to promote healing and growth. By writing and reflecting on your own words, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourselves and in turn prepare for meaningful change. What this workshop does is that aside from providing the participants with prompts and exercises for them to heal through writing, it also provides them with actual explanation on how the exercises work from a scientific and an artistic way. And they provide the tools for you to be able to use these techniques on your own. It's like a crash course in poetry therapy with the exercises for you to experience them firsthand. This workshop takes place on Monday, February 7 at 1 p.m. GMT. Check out the link to this workshop in the description down below. I would like to invite my fellow heralds back on the screen. Tell me, guys, what do you think about this workshop and how different it is from other healing workshops, if you want to call them?
I was saying that you guys know that I'm a huge proponent of mental health. So mental health to me is like the optimal wealth. Without that, nothing else matters. So the fact that this kind of workshop exists, I'm going to be 100% for it at all times.
Yeah, no, I as well am a proponent. Was that the word? For anything health. Health is it's important. Poetry saves lives, and a workshop in where the structure giving you the structure in order to implement these tools so that you could use them. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think this should be taught in schools. In fact, I think it's a great idea.
Well, absolutely, completely agree. We often talk about poetry as a form of therapy, but we use it as sort of therapy with a small t, as it were. But this is actual therapy, like proper therapy through poetry, which that's not to devalue poetry that's called therapy, but this is sounds like it's got sort of therapeutic techniques, and the way it empowers you with teaching you to understand why it's being done and how it works and everything like that. That's such a powerful thing to then enable you, if you wanted to apply that to anything you're running yourself and things like that. And it's absolutely true what you say, Arsene and Squigs. Mental health is so incredibly important, and it's also a very fragile thing. And I know certainly it's not something I'm as good at managing as I would like to be, like not in terms of myself, but say if a friend has problems, I'm not as good at knowing how to support them as I'd like to be, for example. So and anything like this that can help with that, I think is absolutely fantastic, be it, in this case, poetry. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. 100% behind it.
Thank you, guys. I totally agree with everything you said, and it is a wealth. Mental health is wealth, like Arsene says. It's, guys, get yourselves checked. So that is what I have for you. Stay with us because Arsene is up next.
Hello and welcome back. It is I again, Arsene, here for you with yet another event. This one's pretty cool. I thought it is open to everybody. I thought that particularly new authors might be interested in this open mic hosted by Phoenix Books. It's a virtual poetry open mic. All poets are welcome. All creatives are welcome, actually. It's cool. It's on Zoom, it's free 99 as always. Wednesday, January 26th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what I liked about this most of all was the host. Her name, actually, excuse me, their name is Bianca Amira Zanella. They are a cis queer from Vermont, performance poet, artist, advocate, living on traditionally Abenaki land. So it's an indigenous cis queer host, which I thought was really cool. She hosts international monthly open mics, and now she's hosting this particular open mic. There's so much here for her that I can tell you about. They are both using both her and their as their pronouns. So excuse me while I switch between the two of them. Some important information about Bianca is that she founded Paper Poet, which offers healing poet experiences to anyone experiencing suffering, and continues to perform around the United States and globally, including reading for the American Club of Brussels and then competing at the Women of the World Poetry Slam in Dallas. So going there gives you the exposure that you need, gives you the guidance that you need, and this goes along a lot with what Eddie's workshop was, where you get a moment to heal as art should do. So I thought this was a very cool thought this was a really cool little event, and I would love to hear from the Heralds what you guys think about this hostess mostly, since that's what I covered mostly. Okay.
Well, I think, any new open mic is a great opportunity for writers and to meet other writers as well. So I'm all for it, and yeah, it's great. You said it was it's being filmed in a bookstore?
Yeah, it's being hosted by a bookstore, but it's on Zoom.
Oh, okay. So it's cool to be surrounded by books,
I absolutely love bookstores. I love open mics. To combine the two is just fantastic for me. There's something very, even though this is on Zoom, there's something very special to me about something like that, where you're just surrounded by so many pages of fantastic stuff. And I think those open mics, whether they're in the bookshop or whether they're on Zoom, they have this certain feel to them. So I did go to this night one time last year, and yeah, really enjoyed it. I had a very relaxed and welcoming feel to it. The pace was nice. Didn't feel any pressure on what I was doing. Bianca's a wonderful host, so absolutely check it out.
Yeah, I agree regarding the hi. Yeah, I agree regarding the. Yeah, I agree regarding having books surrounding you while performing is amazing. But also, I believe I have attended one of the events once, and like Martin said, it was just calm. It was inviting, and I believe that it stems from the host themselves and the this need to invite, to have people feel comfortable. So thank you very much, Arsene, for sharing.
Thank you so much, Harold, for your input in that. And guys, as you heard from the Herald, and also as you heard from the description of the Bianca herself, the hostess, this is definitely an open mic that is meant for giving a voice to the voiceless. So definitely go ahead and check it out. There's an Eventbrite link that we're gonna hook you up with. So go ahead and check that out. And I hope to see you there on Wednesday, January 26th. And make sure you stick around, because Squigs will be right back with you right after this break. Thanks.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Squigs, reporting here from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Treaty 1 territory. Good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And this week, I would like to bring a conversation that's somewhat, well, we'll debate on it. The topic being, what do you prefer as a poet, as a writer, to write with? Do you prefer the old style pen and paper, or the keyboard, whatever that may be, a typewriter or word processor and such? I found, well, sometimes this is controversial, but I came upon this conspiracy, and where the reasoning being that they no longer teach cursive in schools, well, in American schools, as a way to remove future generations from the ability to read the Constitution. Of course, there's transcriptions there, but you can't go back to the source, and it makes me wonder about cursive is almost being another language in a sense. So I would like to talk about this and debate. What do you prefer to write with? Be it pen and paper or keyboard? Of course, I also compare it to the idea of, let's say in weaponry, the sword versus the gun. You know, you have the tradition of the sword, which is quite regal in certain cultures, and the gun, which is like an easy, tool, I suppose. But yeah, so what do you heralds think about this this debate, pen versus sword?
Well, for some reason, Squigs, you got me thinking about Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I'm not with the whole swords versus guns thing, and I don't know why, but I'm going to put that out of my mind and talk about the point at hand, because we are the poetry news after all. So for me personally, it's the pen all the way. One of these things, not even a pencil. When I'm writing something, like, I know everybody has their own way of writing. For me, especially if it's a longer piece, it's almost sort of scientifically written. The first version is thoughts essentially just blurted out onto however many pieces of paper it is. You kind of look through it and you see what you like and what you don't like. And then bit by bit, those things reduce and reorder themselves, and things go in until they are much more the finished product. And at that point, I'll then write it up when I want to go to a mic with it or something like that. There's something about that process of scribbling out and rewriting and drawing arrows and drawing things at the side and moving them into places that just really helps me craft. And if I try and do that on like a laptop, and even worse on a phone, I just there's just something missing in what I'm writing. There's something about that tactile process with the paper that allows me to do it that I just can't do with keys. But I'm interested to see what other people think.
I would disagree, actually. To me, I would rather type. Maybe it is because I've gotten used to typing. To me, if I'm writing, I'm slower. My ideas, I have very bad handwriting. And I think typing, to me, from a technical perspective, actually also from every perspective, typing to me is the way I go. I have a file on my drive. I have a file on my laptop. I have a file on my phone. I just drop things there. And it could be, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what Arsene and Squigs say. Or it could be a generational thing where people my generation, Gen Zers, I'm like a late 90s baby, but technically I'm a Gen Zer, although I wouldn't want to be. So it is kind of faster and easier. And we've grown up with technology being, I was 10 when we had a computer at home, so even younger. So it's I think easier for me to use my laptop. However, when I am editing, not my work, sometimes when I'm workshopping other people's work, I love having it on paper. And actually, I always stick to, for example, my phone is a note phone that has a pen to it where I take a screenshot, or I have to edit using a red marker, but this could also be the teacher in me, where I like to scribble on a very structured, legible paper or document before or after it's been written and typed down, not handwritten. I don't go. My ideas don't flow on using a pen. They flow while typing. It's faster. To me, it's faster.
See, I'm the exact reverse of you. I feel slowed down when I type because I use both nowadays because I get ideas all the time. I think I have an attention span of maybe a flea, so I always have random ideas. So I'll either write it down. I prefer to write down, or I'll type it. So I use both. But I noticed that with typing, especially on a phone with the damn autocorrect, oh my God, I hate that thing. And then I'm slowed down, and then I get distracted because I see that there's a glaring error on the screen. And I'm like, no, I can't even just cross it out. I have to go back, backspace, and then retype it. So I love paper and pen. I'm a paper and pen guy all the way. See, and I have a massive journal collection. Oh my God, it's about to fall again. I have a massive journal collection. So I am a super paper and pen person. And I think maybe it's also originates from the fact that like I started writing poetry to kind of like journal, right? Like to put my thoughts down, put my mind at ease so I can go to sleep, or like get things out that without judging. So maybe I don't know if it's a habit or whatever, but I call myself a hybrid generation because I'm somewhere in between the paper and pen and the computer times. I've had both growing up. So I mean, I prefer paper because maybe that's how I just grew up. I also prefer script, writing in cursive, but yeah, that's where I am with that one.
Well, thank you very much for all your opinions, Harold. And please, our viewers, let us know in the comments. What do you prefer, to write with a pen or a keyboard? A couple decades ago, this wasn't even an issue. Well, I guess there was typewriters. That's also technology. But yeah, it shows how technology changes the poet. How it's there, and there's the efficiency, of course, of the keyboard, the pen and paper. There's a tactile nature to it, but then in the future, you could just imagine where it would be almost impossible to grasp the concept of a feather being the original pen and not just being part. So that's it for this week. Please comment, pen or keyboard. Let's see if we get a vote started. All right, so yeah, thank you everyone for joining us for the poetry news this week.
Yeah, so thank you, Squigs, and thank you to everyone. And also thank you to you all for tuning in today. Speaking about the technology gap, that's what we did when I was a kid. I think I'm just about a millennial, but I don't really know. I'm not even quite sure what Gen Z is, so I'm not really too up on this. But yes, anyway, stop rambling, do the exit, Martin. So yes, we would love to know what you think about what we've covered today. What do you think about Poetry Mobility Funds? Have you been to the Phoenix Books Open Mic? What do you think of it? And also, what do you prefer to write with? A computer, a phone, a pen, pencil, whatever? We would love to know. So please drop us a comment, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, give us a share. Do spread the word. If you've got any interesting things that you think we'd like to feature, drop us a comment with that too. We would love to hear from you. And Arsene has all the ways that you can follow us on the old social medias.
Yes, guys. As you know, we love tapping in with you, and we would love for you to tap in with us. Go ahead and follow us. Hit us with a hashtag. Hit us with a tag. You can follow us over at TikTok and on Instagram at the PGN Official. Facebook, the Poetry Global Network. We love making friends here, so go ahead and be our friends. See you next week. Thanks for tapping in with us. This has been Poetry Global News. Start over. Sorry. Okay.
Whoa!
Everything's happening. Oh God. What the heck is the username again?
Yeah, the PGN Official.